Look at where price stopped during the news report, right at that high volume area on the NQ 1 minute. This is from the MMT key levels indicator. These are lines based off of the 1 minute chart. Stopped right at that line, pretty much to the tick. Telling you, these 1 minute high volume levels are my favorite. I used to draw these on my chart manually every single day. Now I got a way to auto plot them. I used to plot just 1 or 2 lines from the 1 minute chart, plotting the highest volume areas from the 1 minute candles, and then I'd do that for multiple days back. I get so many amazing reactions from these levels. That's why I wanted to make an indicator that auto plotted these for me so I didn't have to always keep drawing them. The high volume levels are different on the MNQ versus the NQ today. The market's open, we're getting some retracement. Look at this high volume area from the MMT key levels indicator. Just came right up to that level, bounced down over 15 points, right to this auto trend line. This is the built-in trend line indicator from NINZA Trader. This is my NQ chart, and this is my MNQ chart. But I've got the order flow data for the NQ on both of them. On this MNQ chart, I have an extra NQ data series. And on the MMT Ultimate Delta indicator, I've got the input series as the regular NQ. Got this little high volume range. Then we're kind of in the middle. Some key levels up here, some key levels down here. We got VWAP. Right now we're wicking off this high volume area. We'll see if we break above and move to test VWAP if we just head lower. This high volume line at 383 still holding. Came down to the 15-minute center, bounced up to the high volume line, just bounced down, got a little short up here. We just came up to this MMT key levels high volume line once again to the tick. It bounced off 4 times. Now we've bounced down over 20 points. This gold peak line, this is the main line that I would draw on my charts. I did not trade yesterday at all, and then the day before I made a video, but I hadn't had time to edit it, so I'll include that bonus video at the end of this video because it shows some more live price action where these key levels are just absolutely knocking it out of the park. I got into a little scalp long when I saw us approaching this cluster of key levels. The spectrometer got a clenched signal. Yes, the spectrometer is actually real. It will be available for $69 in the near future. There's also really amazing upgrades that will be free to everyone that owns the Ultimate Delta. More details on that soon as well. And the ebb and flow is getting a total overhaul. I'm adding some more price action signals to that indicator that will also be free for anyone that owns the ebb and flow. Exciting times that we live in. The high volume line strikes again. It was also very close to VWAP this time. Just got into a short. We bounced down 20 points from that line, right back to the center of the 15-minute opening range. You can see how the center of the 15-minute range is being honored. Another one of my favorite key levels. I know I've got a lot of options for the key levels indicator for plotting different time frames of the volume levels. I really like to keep it kind of simple with the volume levels. I just use the 1 minute levels pretty much. I'm still experimenting with the different bar types and time frames for the key levels, but my favorite has always been the 1 minute, and then potentially calculating the previous session 1 minute high volume levels, or at least the 1 peak level. 20 SMA held up there. Just got a short off a whole number, 400, dropped back down 20 points back to the pivot point. There was also a key levels high volume area on the ES that we just bounced down from. Key level on the ES and approaching whole number, and Delta had not continued to rise. Just came down to the 20 SMA, got rejected, bounced back up to VWAP, I gotta either get 20 accounts if I'm gonna keep trading these micros. That was the original dream a long time ago, just to get a bunch of accounts and trade the micros. It's definitely less stress trading the micros, but I could have easily just taken a few less trades and been up several $100s trading the regular contract. I just got back into the micro mentality after not sleeping well for a long time and trying to trade the London session and the afternoon sessions. I'm still not having the ultimate sleep schedule being on the West Coast. I'm just not an early morning person. We'll see if I get myself on a plane here, head overseas for the winter. I just made $9.50 on the Volucandlez account. I finally opened that up to take a trade. Now I'm closing it out again. I really don't like having to open a second platform. I think maybe if I would have gotten Tradeify accounts with Apex, I could use the Volucandlez and the Apex together maybe. Oh well, maybe I'll get over it someday. Got yesterday's point of control on the NQ, holding up very nicely here. Yesterday's point of control was different on the MNQ, but I still have the yesterday's point of control on my NQ 5-minute chart over here to keep an eye on, as well as some previous session point of controls on the 5-minute. But if you trade the NASDAQ and you're using the key levels indicator, highly recommend having at least one NQ chart and one MNQ chart. It's like having an extra instrument for correlation with the volume levels being different on the MNQ versus the NQ. I've got my high volume levels up here, my yesterday's point of control here, where we just had a nice hold up. Then my MNQ has the yesterday's point of control down here, but it's got these high volume areas that have been giving great signals all day. 10:31, done for the day. I'll take my $230. Stay tuned for the Tuesday session. I'm going to put that in at the end here. Right out of the gate, check out this MMT key level to the tick. We went up, touched 20,106, just rejected off of this MMT high volume key level, dropped down over 30 points, back to the pivot point. This line was auto plotted before the session even began. Got the same high volume lines on the MNQ as I do the NQ today. Just got a little short off of this trend line here. I've got the built-in NINZA Trader trend lines. I was using these a couple weeks ago and I really liked them, and bringing them back, I got them on all the charts. It's just the built-in NINZA Trader trend line indicator with default settings. I just changed the color. Just had a break below the 20 SMA. I got into a little scalp short, looking for it to touch the pivot point. We just touched the pivot point and bounced back up about 10 points. The pivot points that are on my chart, that's just the built-in pivots indicator on NINZA Trader 8. Default settings, just change the colors. Highly recommend using the built-in pivots. I use this in conjunction with the MMT key levels. This high volume level is still trying to hold. This is a high volume level based on the 1-minute chart. I've got yesterday's New York Open and yesterday's point of control above. High volume area held once again. Just bounced down to the 15-minute center and the 20 SMA. Bounced down 10 points, just bounced up 10 points. Yesterday's point of control on the ES just held to the tick. Just dropped down 7 points on the ES right from yesterday's point of control. As we were approaching yesterday's high on the NQ, we were also approaching this volume area on the ES. Just had a nice bounce down from that area on both the ES and the NQ. We had a nice low volume area here on the 5-minute, right near yesterday's open. When we got up to this area, we dropped back down 20 points. Then we rocketed through up to yesterday's high. Got a little hold up at this low volume area on the 1-minute, then cruised up to yesterday's high. Mixed bag on the accounts today. Down 100 on one of the Apex, up about 150 on the other two accounts, and then I'm up $35 on Volucandlez before I shut it off. Take Profit Trader just announced that they're going to do the no activation fees deal. So they've got that going on. I think it's 40% off and no activation fees ever. So if you pass the evaluation, you do not have to pay the activation fee to get the funded account. The CEO of Take Profit Trader just did an interview with Canadian Futures Trader. All these CEOs are doing interviews. It's a good interview if you want to go check out Canadian Futures Trader's channel. That's going to be it for me today. If you're interested in the key levels indicator, there's links in the description. There's also links to all the prop firms that I'm trading with. Best of luck in your trading. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.